Hello. Okay, so this is part 3 of changing the rear brakes on the Ford Grand Tourneo Connect. We'll never ever get that right. The Ford Grand Tourneo Connect. Oh, you know what I mean. If you've watched part 1 and 2, you'll know it. I'll never rehearse, especially today because I've been working and I've finished my shift and I'm a wee bit tired. But anyway, besides that, Struan's going to replace the rear brakes on his car. Part 1, we only got as far as doing one brake disc on that side because we didn't have the wind back tool for pushing the piston in. So that was, we ended up doing just a one brake disc. Part 2, which is the following day, the tool that he brought down to substitute the wind back tool didn't really work. So he ended up putting the disc on the other side, on the back near side. So now he actually ordered up an official piston wind back for pushing the piston back into the caliper. He ordered it online as came through. And in this part, the aim is to get the brake pads done now on the rear off side and the rear near side. So Ford Grand Tourneo Connect. It's 2015 model, well, 65 plate, late 2015 model, and rear brakes. Change the discs, the rear discs, and the rear brake pads. And that's my Octavia, but that's my car. That's not what the video's about. It's all about this. So if you've seen part 1 and part 2, you'll saw all around this car what it looks like in that as well. So what he's doing at the moment is he's just slackening off the handbrake, because when you're doing the rear brake shoes, rear brake pads in this instance, discs, you've got to slacken off the handbrake. So, and then he's going to loosen off the brake fluid reservoir cap so you could push the piston back in. Struan's doing the entire task and doing all the filming. So this is the clutch and brake reservoir. Takes the lid off. That now makes way for that fluid, the brake and clutch fluid, to rise up in there. Because when you push the hydraulic piston back into the caliper, it's basically pushing the hydraulic fluid back into the reservoir, and then therefore it needs to rise up. If that lid's on, it's just going to compress air. The air that's in there is just going to be compressing the air in there. So you lift the lid off, that allows the fluid level to rise. Because you cannot compress hydraulic fluid. Hydraulic fluid, like water, can't be compressed. So, but air can be compressed. That's why you get spongy brakes. If you've got air in the system, you must bleed them. So that's that task done. So he's released the handbrake. That's the nut there. Slackened it off to take the tension off the handbrake cable. And just if you've not seen part 1 and part 2, well, this is what the Ford Grand Tourneo Connect looks like. But I'm sure you'll be familiar with it if you've hopefully seen parts 1 and 2. It's the exterior of it, so I will go around again just so that you know, just in case you are watching this part first for whatever reason. So what he's doing now is he's going to slacken off the wheel nuts, take the torque off them, but he's going to leave the wheel nuts in situ, keeping the wheel on while the weight's on the wheel. So you take the torque off, so you initially slacken them off with the weight on, and then once that's slackened, jack it up and then just take the nuts off and take the wheel off. Now I've covered this in parts 1 and part 2, so I don't really need to film all this again. I'll just make the video too long. So like I say, I won't film all that operation because that's been covered in part 1 and part 2. Once he gets the caliper off, I won't even need to film that because I've already covered that. Once he gets the rear caliper off, then I'll start filming when he uses the piston wind back tool, because that bit hasn't been covered yet. And that'll keep the video nice and consistent and short, rather than going over all the things that I've done before. So you can watch part 1 and 2 to get all that. So it's just in the process now of jacking it up, which I've seen already. So in the next clip you'll see the actual wind back tool being used with the caliper off. So all this procedure was done before on parts 1 and part 2. He's basically just loosening the back bolts off the the caliper to remove the caliper, and then it has to remove, no, he doesn't need to remove the disc or the caliper bracket, he just needs to remove the caliper. And then once he gets into the piston, I'll show you that bit when he uses his wind back tool. So that was all covered in part 1, getting the caliper off anyway. Part 1 you seen the caliper bracket and disc being done. Part 2 you saw that on the other side. So now the caliper's off, the old brake pads are off, that's in there. The new brake pads are in the box. Now this is the wind back tool that he just ordered up a few days ago, and now he's got it. And I'll show you how this is going to be getting used. So that's the piston. You'll see, I'll zoom in. That there, with the 2 holes in it, that's the hydraulic brake piston. And the 2 holes, that tool there is what he's got, is the...
Well, this one appears to fit on the end of a ratchet, so I'm going to try this first. If not, I'll use one of those compressors.
Yeah. So that's the 2 holes. You can see the pin turning. The piston back in. Now I'm going to have a look to see if that brake fluid reservoir is going up. That certainly has made a difference in it compared to yesterday, the day of Sunday. I'll do this one. I'm going to have a look at that hazel. So I haven't really, I'm just keeping a check on it anyway. I will have moved, obviously, because of the fluids getting moved back in, it will go up in the reservoir, because like hydraulic fluid cannot be compressed, so therefore it will be mechanically moved back in as the wind back tool is pushing that, winding that piston back in, as you can see. So that's the wind back tool being used now.
That is going in.
Yeah, the piston's moving in. That's what you've got to do. That's the method in order to move that piston back into the caliper to make room for the brakes, the new brake pads. Because the old brake pads are worn, so therefore the piston comes out more. And I'm going to have a look at that fluid level again. So it will have gone up slightly, I'm sure. It has to, because if it doesn't, that means it's compressing air in the fluid, but I don't think there's any air in the fluid. The hydraulic fluid's okay. It's been bled, so therefore it has no choice but to rise the hydraulic fluid level in the reservoir. Just by a very small amount, mind, but I've just got to move the piston back sufficiently to allow for the room for the new brake pads, because obviously the new brake pads are a lot thicker than the old ones, and the new brake disc as well.
There you go.
Ah, so that has evidently
Push them back.
Yeah, that's gone right back in, so you should be able now to get the brand new brake pads
Where
in.
the fuck did Struan area put his brake pad?
Yes, the $64,000 question.
So probably behind that sliding door we can.
And that's now the new brake pads that are a lot thicker than the old ones, as you can see in comparison. That's the old ones there on the top and the brand new ones at the bottom. You can see the difference in thickness. So that is the reason why that piston has to be pushed back in the caliper to make room for the extra thickness. And then the disc as well, because it's a brand new disc, but especially the pads, they definitely wear out. That's what turns into brake dust. So that's that. So that's the new pads in. And you can see them in the inspection holes there to check the thickness of the pads. And they're quite clearly brand new ones. Calipers on, and over the new disc and pads. It's now a case of putting the bolt back in, the caliper bolt. Yeah, so the socket, that's the dust covers for the bolts. The socket and bolt to refit the caliper.
People think they sound cool.
Oh, these boy eraser things are just, being in a car park like I said, all the noise out there just echoes. It's like an echo chamber, so you can hear all the boy racers out there, that loud exhaust. It just echoes like anything in here. It's an open plan, so it just acts as a resonant chamber and you get all the sound. Go on, mark it, These noodles give me gas.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Just a wee bit.
You don't want to be near me while I eat the noodles because it gives you gas and you notice after you've eaten it. It's the chilli ones as well.
Oh,
so hold on, you're
explains a lot.
So when you let it off, you notice chilli noodles. That was just to get me the energy to get back down here after the shift.
No, that will blast you back up again.
Yeah. The tasty but very rich in flavour.
So does that fucking fart.
Anyway, this is the wind back tool. So you get different adapters for different pistons. And that's the holes on that go into the holes on the piston, and then you put the socket in it turns, so it fits different vehicles. You obviously had to find the right one from here that would fit this car.
Which actually was just the standard.
Oh,
It was with no attachment. So the one that fit my car would have been the size 5 right there.
oh right.
Which fits on the box end of a ratchet 3/4. But I just thought, I couldn't see another 5. That actually appears to be a standard size 5.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So now that we've done the right hand side with the right hand tool,
Because you've got to do the left
do the
hand.
left hand side with a left hand tool.
Yeah, it's a left hand thread then for the other side, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That'll go there. I'll loosen it, I'll tighten it up, go in the loose direction and force the bastard out the way, in the way.
It's left hand thread because it's the positioning where it is on the car, isn't it? It must be just.
So that still spins, everyone's back together, chuck the wheel back on.
That's that side done. So there's new discs and new disc and new pads on the rear off side. So I've now got to do the rear near side once she puts the wheel back on, and then get that done pretty quickly. It shouldn't be that difficult. Yeah, third time lucky. Wind back tool only, that wind back tool only cost a tenner. We ordered it online, £10, and he ordered it Sunday. That's when we done part 2, and it arrived here today, yesterday, Wednesday, or today's Thursday. So it's just a few days, and there it is, tenner, and the job's done. And it saves all the hassle of what you would have seen in part 2 when you used the G-clamp, it didn't work. But the wind back tool, but no bother. Twist and actually get the piston in.
I must admit defeat. Wow, okay. I must admit defeat, because when I googled about these vans, the front ones also, when you're replacing them, need wound back as well.
Oh, see, right, okay, so the front ones.
So I think that's just some of them, but I'm not sure, because the Kajar that I had, the pistons, it was just a round sheet. It didn't have anything in the middle with a screw or anything. I was able to push them back. But what it says about some of these is the only reason I can think to have the screw in it is because of the handbrake. Every time you pull it, it adjusts itself.
Ah, right.
The front ones, I don't know why it would have that.
No.
To keep adjusted, probably, but you know.
Yeah, that's it. So there you go. It's It varies depending on the models.
Pool.
Yeah, and he's got plenty of them.
Let's play Guess the Bus.
I think
I'm
that's.
guessing a fucked one.
I think that's a lorry actually. That seems like a truck to me. It's got the. Could be one of the coaches. Oh God! To guess my vehicle, that's good. I could maybe see. No, I don't guess.
It's a mega bus.
Oh, one of the mega buses. Oh yeah.
Something like a mega bus.
Volvo I-shift gearbox. Yeah. So they will tell us.
Bit of a hoovering issue.
Oh, and that's the weight back off the car. Now he torques the rear wheels up with the torque wrench. There's a closer look at the wind back tools. And this will be the next wheel to receive its new brake pads. The near side wheel. So all the tools on this side, at the click of the finger, will end up on the other side. That was shite. I'll do a better one. That clip wasn't very good. So I'll do that again. So all the tools on the rear off side will be on the rear near side at a click of a finger. And ta-da! Everything's now over to the rear near side. And you just missed 3 boy racers going through the car park. Right to the top, there's an RS Turbo Ford Focus. Sounded good, straight pipe decut. You can probably hear them revving up. So it was quite smart machines, but I couldn't film that. But I don't know who they are, but there was obviously quite cool cars. But they're above.
They must go back out. You'll see them on the way.
Yeah, they'll be going out to hear them revving the engines up. The procedure is the same as always. Slacking off the bolts with the weight on the wheel, with the car on the road, and once the bolts are slacking, then jack the car up and remove the wheel. So that's the usual procedure to remove the wheels. So you're holding that to actually spin the wheel to loosen the knot.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another method you could do it. Like you hold on to
He
that.
says that, but he hasn't listened up to it.
It's not happening though.
There we go.
So as he's holding the socket and spinning the wheel, it's actually unwinding the bolt. And then eventually, there it comes. There's one more to go. So there's another method you could remove the wheel nuts. You just by spinning the wheel. Didn't really think of it that way before, but there you go. And off comes the wheel.
It does.
Revealing the brand new disc. And just waiting the new pads on. Put the wheel under there as a kind of a safety measure. So the usual procedure, I won't really need to film all this, but he's going to remove the back bolt, the brake caliper bolt at the back there. Remove the dust caps first. This was all covered in part 1 and part 2, so no need to record
At least
this.
the next time I do this and you want to film it, I'll know exactly what I need.
Yes, that's it. But this makes perfect. So in the next clip you'll see the piston wind back tool in use. I'll record that. Yeah, I'll record this bit as the caliper's coming off. So it's
The only bit about moving tools around the car, you lose track of where they are.
you can sit in there and not realise.
Just get a wee knot. Then we bring out the squealer. This one actually, as it comes out.
That would hang out the last time, didn't it?
That does, yeah.
So, excuse the noise up there. I think they're playing football or something. They came up there in their sports cars and way at the top of the grade, they're kicking a ball a bit or something. I think that's what they're doing, but excuse the noise. But we can't really speak. Because but the thing is, we tidy up after us. So as usual, we tidy everything up when we're finished. So I always say that in every part. So all the mess that we make, we tidy up.
Even the pads, I'm putting them in the box with the new.
That's it.
New ones come out, old ones go in.
Yeah, it's just all the parts. So the wind back tool is now required.
This is for left hand side.
So it's different tool that are sided.
Just threaded there. Yeah. So instead of going the way you think, that way, that will close it.
Oh, so it's the way.
It's left threaded, yeah. So I need to expand it that way.
So I'll get myself around the other side actually. So, this thing. It's the same as the other side. The dimples line up with the two holes on the piston. And now it's going to rotate it to wind the piston back into the car. So just getting it set up at the moment before he actually, because you've got to get it all clamped in properly down. You'll see that the piston will get
the size.
yeah.
I'm just going to bring the thicker out of the way.
So you can see it turning. It needs to get readjusted, and then we go just to start putting the piston in. So that's him now winding the piston in. And doing so he's got to keep hold of that plate on that side and keep winding that enough to keep the time compressed so it could actually squeeze the piston in. Light back on again.
Trying to figure out if the thing is going back or not. I'm going to jump back to the other tool for a minute and see if it is the other tool that's going to do it.
And that's the new brake pads that are just waiting to go on. So he's changing the tool bit.
I just want to make sure I've got the right one, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just I'll show that actually go on.
It's going to go back.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it looks like something's resisting when you're turning it. It's obviously some sort of effort going into it because it's.
Oh, there is, yeah.
It must be winding it in. Then if it's putting up a resistance, it's got to be.
Ah, it's going back now.
It's going in, yeah. Yeah, good.
Nearly all the way. So in this case, it is the right tool for both sides.
Yeah. Oh, so it's the same side. It's not sided then, no?
I don't understand why not, but it worked for both sides. So.
Yeah. Oh, you can see it's right in. Look, just get the camera light to that. There we go. Look, piston's right in. That's the two holes.
Maybe it's just certain models or certain sides of the cars that are made to like that. You know? I don't know, but all I need to know is it worked.
It worked. Well, certainly got you can see the pistons now more or less flush with the caliper, so that means it's wound in. I'm going to check the brake fluid level actually. So I'm going to check the brake fluid level, see how much it's gone up by. So this is what it looks like. I didn't really measure how far it was up initially, but it's got to have moved up slightly anyway, because the pistons are going back in on both sides. It's going to push the hydraulic fluid back up into the reservoir. Like I say, you can't compress hydraulic fluid, so the level's got to go up to compensate for the piston moving inwards. So the brake pad's on.
Aye.
And now putting the caliper bolt on. So you can see that the new brake pads are in there, and the caliper bolt's now going back on to hold the caliper back into place. And that's procedure you would have saw on parts 1 and part 2 anyway, so
We're meant to, yeah.
yeah. Pretty much covered that in both parts. So the caliper, as I say, that's, if you look at part 1, part 2, you get to see all that, and then there's no really need to cover that on this part because it's already been covered twice already. But that's the brake pads in on the rear offside as well now. So that's basically 2 new discs and then you set up pads. Job complete. 3-part video, but I was trialing
On my
it.
channel it's not going to be.
No, the strange.
I'm going to edit it all down for one.
Yes.
So it mine is all highlights, and I want people to be able to watch my video and do the job themselves.
Yeah.
If you want to see any more in detail of the fuck ups and how things don't work out, that's what Chris's videos are for.
Yeah, I record everything like a feature video where it's a Struan's video. Struan Jennings, his channel, that's his channel, Struan Jennings, and he's going to just do highlights of the task, so you can get all the. It's a quick video of how it's done, in probably in a space of 20 minutes or something. But it'll just be like highlights on Struan's channel. But on my channel, my videos, I'll show the feature. Yeah, I do a feature length and show like everything and more of real time as well.
So what we're going to do is, once this wheel's back on, I'm going to reverse the van and we're going to clean this shit up.
Yeah.
And then we'll head off.
That's it. Wait, right, let's go get a coffee. So I'll just show this is on. It's good. That's the caliper all on, dust cover back on. Oh, have you got
You're
that?
stinking out one way, I'm stinking out the other, mate.
That's that
Squealer.
Squealer with the pin.
It's probably some sort of distributor, I just call it a squealer.
Stops the brake pads from rattling the bolts. Stops them squealing as well.
Slide bolts.
Slide bolts, that's a sliding caliper on the slide bolt. That's the slide bolt, so I'll just let the viewers know that as well. So these bolts there are sliding bolts, but it's a sliding caliper. Yeah. So as the piston expands, it's pushing against the inside of the disc. So therefore, the outside of the caliper must also retract inwards because it's being squeezed in as the rear half of the caliper is being squeezed out. Because it's a fixed length, you see, it slides on that fixed bolt, it's a fixed length, so it's basically going to tighten up on the other side as the other side's being squeezed. It's difficult to explain that one, it's easier to actually see it happening. It took me a while just to figure that one out, to get my head around it.
Wobbly. Yeah. He's right up nicely.
Yeah, well,
as soon as the wheels on.
Handbrake as well, which is just your handbrake up in that as well, that'll be fine.
Back on, now comes the bloody tyre.
Just putting the wheel on now, so I've covered all that as well. Did you get an electric shock?
Your static shock.
Static?
Yeah. That was not nice.
Static electricity.
Fuck right. I don't like to get on the bolts.
Heavy wheel put on. Yeah. So once the wheel goes on, he just puts the bolts in and then torques them up. Put the bolts in finger tight with the weight off. And then once there's just sort of finger tight, then you put the weight back on by releasing the jack. Then you torque the bolts up properly to the specified torque. So I just put one of the wheel nuts in just now. So that's all been covered anyway. So once he's got the wheels on, he's just going to go around the car park just to test it, make sure our brakes are fine and that. I'll record that as well, let you hear it and see it as it's been driven a few levels. And then pretty much the job's done. So just out of interest, I'll show some of the underside. Yeah, it's just so the car's way to go back on its wheels. Slowly release the jack and car releases. Once the weight's back on the wheel, then you torque the wheels up so you can see you can hear the jack just releasing its pressure. That's that. Now it's just torque wrench time, and then. Oh, you want to torque wrench?
The fact I just chucked everything over here. Oh, sorry, no, we magically moved.
Magically moved. Just a magic carpet.
Fucking magic carpet.
So just setting up the torque wrench to the specified torque, and then use all the wheel nuts to make sure that they're all tight. So while he's torquing up the wheels, I'll show you just a wee bit under the engine compartment, just to have a little bit of bonus footage if you want to see it. I didn't really cover too much of the engine compartment on the other parts, so I might as well do it in this part because it's fairly short on this video. Air filters, battery, relays, it's the engine plastic cover, turbo on the front, it's a turbo diesel, Duratorque, Ford Duratorque. It's an expansion reservoir for the coolant, brake and clutch, screen wash, the cooling fans and air conditioner fan front, that's cooling back. So just a wee look under the bonnet, just as a wee sort of bit of interest if you're interested in seeing what it's like, see what the engines are like, because I do. It's engine mount in there, offside engine mount. Transmissions on this side, be buried underneath all this. It's down there, somewhere amongst the of the. It's buried right down there, the gearbox basically. So I can feel the car getting torqued up just as he's torquing up the wheels. So, the job's a good one. It's a job done. In case of just tidying up everything, including all the mess. So there's nothing left lying around. Clean up after us. So, you're just going to drive it around to the level just to see that the brakes are working once you just readjust the handbrake. So there's a couple of crucial things that need to get done. First thing's put the brake and clutch fluid reservoir lid back on. Going to go back
So
onto the reservoir.
the fluid has risen just a bit.
Yeah, it will have. Yeah, because to compensate for the piston going back. And as it moves in, it pushes, because hydraulic fluid will just get moved back in.
Yeah, that's why you take the lid off.
That's it, yeah, because it will just be compressing the air between the lid and the top level of the fluid. That would make it harder for pushing.
Bust your brake pipes if they're old and.
Well, that's it. It's just basically compressing the air in there as well. Makes it harder to. So that's that task done. Next task is now to readjust the handbrake.
Gotta press the foot brake a few times to get all the pistons moved back out to where they should be.
Yep.
So this time it might go to the floor, so, which is exactly what it did. That's one, and then it's solid.
Oh,
It
right.
moved out.
Right, so that going back to the floor is getting adjusted
Because it's just going whoop back out.
Yeah.
So if I pull this,
Oh,
see that's not happening.
it's well up, so you need to readjust your cable. Yeah,
As much as it's nice to go right, pull up and go.
it's
It's a
vertical.
bit high.
Yeah, it doesn't need to
So-
be. It doesn't leave very much for the
Reserve travel.
reserve, yeah. So in an emergency, that's where that's really fun. Because if the brakes, hydraulic brakes fail, you've got your parking brake as a safety measure.
I'm going to just grab my ratchet with a with a 13mm socket.
That's that garage again. Excuse the garage, it's the Turner, somebody's at the pump. They speak through the loudspeaker at the garage, yes, you can probably hear that as well in the background.
Almost nearly undone the entire screw.
Right, okay, yeah,
See
so
there?
that's...
It's just a few threads deep, you know.
Yeah, so that's the adjuster screw there.
And before it was quite a ways down. So the fact that that's nearly all like completely undone and the handbrake still only goes that far, it means the pads are obviously new.
Yeah, because if that was the old pads, it'd be virtually vertical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
You won't need to have that many
At this point in
adjustments.
time, a very short extension would be nice, but I did have one that would have been perfect. I was helping a taxi driver change to spare tyre one day about 4 years ago. I put my ratchet as a breaker bar to tighten the wheel or loosen the wheel. Well, did the thing though snap and ping me right there. I've still got a bit of hard sort of
Bloody hell, that's
cartilage, I've got.
not very good.
That's my war scar. So let's see how far we go now. Count the clicks. 8.
8 clicks. Yeah. I think it's 3 for the MOT. 3 minimum, is it? For the MOT? Is it maximum? No, is it
No,
3
no.
maximum?
No, it depends how many the handbrake has on it. So
Oh, right.
you can have 5 on flat ground, I think.
Ah,
As long as it has reserve travel. I mean, I remember my sister had a Clio 66 plate Clio, and the handbrake, the ratchet teeth are so far apart. This is why they can't just be uniform. You get about, if it was flat here, you get doing, doing.
right. So
It was very wide between ratchets.
Yeah,
Mine might go others might go doing, doing, doing.
Depends on the ratchet system.
The mechanism, yeah, exactly.
Yep. That's,
So we shouldn't have to go too much further because, as I said, they are new.
yeah, well, they're brand new, so there's not going to be much clearance really. So it'll be binding if it's too much.
Count the clicks once more. Handbrake is all the way down.
That sounds
That's
pretty
5
good.
and solid.
Yeah, that feels.
We'll just
pretty
do
good.
one little turn more maybe. So we'll go on the bolt and that. Pull it again. Yep.
Ah, that feels like a strong handbrake.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's
That's a job done well.
task completed. So that's it. I'll record it going round, driving up the ramps in here to see that it's not binding, and I'll let you hear it and see the wheels turning, just to make sure the brakes work and they're not binding and all that. I'll record that also. It's just going to go up from the car park along there and back around. Okay, so he's going to test the rear brakes. Footage as it's going up here. Emergency brake. Oh, bloody hell, that handbrake brought the... Oh, I'd use the foot brake as well there. I thought that because the front went down, yeah. The front wouldn't go down if the handbrake, it would just skid. But the foot brake, most of the braking's done on the front, so I thought it was the brakes actually. So it's just handbrake, I think. Yeah, that's just purely the handbrake there that was doing that. Yeah, that's certainly. What's the clutch like? Was it biting and it with the handbrake on? It's like how much pressure could it take on the clutch with the brake on? Yeah, 3 clicks. Enough to stall it. Oh well, that's a diesel as well, so it's quite a strong handbrake. That's good. There you go. The job's a good one. But yeah, that's the characteristics when you're braking with a foot brake. The car will pitch forward because the weight is being pivoted over the front wheels. Most of the braking's done on the front wheels on a car. It's different for a big lorry or buses. Most of the braking's done on the double wheels on the axle. But the foot brake's working fine. Car will pitch as it's doing that. If it's just a handbrake, you pull up, it'll tend to just be, if it was really strong, a lot of black wheels. But the car shouldn't pitch because it's not pivoting over the front wheel. It's only pitching because the actual body was trying to roll, pivot or cross, try to override the front wheels as it's brake. That's why the car pitches when you brake. Likewise, when you accelerate, it's trying to bodywork's remaining back, but the wheels are trying to get away from it, so the bodywork's lifting up as it accelerates. The wheels are trying to get away. That's the motion, pitching and yawning and whatever they call it. So it's what pitches. So what? Testing them again. We good? Not binding in that? All good.
I wonder why I was doing all that. It's because the little reverse warning that comes up on the screen doesn't go away until I've done 10 miles an hour plus.
Oh, right, okay.
There's another thing you can fucking film.
I can get
the Bluetooth module's decided to have a fit again, which is a Ford Classic, which means dropping the glove box, pulling the fuse out and putting it back in again.
Oh, bloody heck, that may be another video. But anyway, for the brakes, he's going to do another wee job, but the brakes that task is complete. So I'll get footage of the other side actually. I'll conclude this part anyway. That's part 3 completed for the brakes. So he's got another wee job to do regarding the Bluetooth thing on his module, but I don't know if I want to add that on to this video. Do you think I should add on to this video? Is it a long job or?
To be fair, once I'm in here, no.
No, it's quite a long job, but I'll probably just keep this brakes because I've got 3 parts already for the brakes, so I'll round it off for that. I'm just going to round it off for the brakes. So that's it. That's the job done. Rear brakes, discs, and pads on the Ford Grand Tourneo Connect. Okay, so he's going to do another wee task. I'm not sure if I want to do that on this video. I'll probably do a separate video altogether for that. Is that a firework? What was that? This is bloody heck. I heard a kind of like a fireworks sound. Ah, that's what I was hearing. Show them this.
It's a magnetic based torch. It came with the Arnold Clark kit. So it's got a window breaker, seatbelt cutter,
that's handy, that.
a torch,
And that's
a red
siren
beacon for sitting on the roof or whatever,
breakdown.
and the emergency siren, Possibly the most annoying thing I've ever heard, but
I thought, given what I thought initially, it was a firework going off. Yeah, I was expecting that. I'm going to round this video off completely for this. Okay, so see what else I put on my channel, and soon the mechanic, he's busy. He's got another wee task that I'll do on a separate video, I think. But that's it for the brakes. Right. Okay, I'll catch you later on. See what else I put on my channel. Bye for now.